We weren't supposed to go inside. That was the rule with abandoned places. Look from the outside, take photos through broken windows. Do not cross the line. But the door to the old hotel in Gary, Indiana was already open. Not kicked in and not even forced, just unlocked. And someone had left a folding chair in the lobby facing the entrance, like they were expecting company. I remember thinking it was probably another urban explorer, someone who got there before us. That's when I noticed the dust on the floor, thick and undisturbed, except for one clean path leading from the front door to the chair and back out again. We should have left that day, but instead we stepped over the line where the dust had been disturbed. That was the first mistake. Urban exploration wasn't new to us. It started as photography, empty factories in Detroit, closed malls in Ohio, and a few abandoned farmhouses off highways. Nothing dramatic, no vandalism, and definitely no theft. Just documenting spaces people forgot about. It was me, Aaron, and Lena that day. We posted photos online under a small account, mostly architecture shots, peeling wallpaper, sunlight through broken roofs. The hotel in Gary had been closed since the early 2000s, a 15 stories Art Deco style building. Now it was just concrete and broken windows. We went on a Saturday afternoon, parked 2 blocks away, not far from the hotel, brought with us a few cameras and flashlights. We were the only one around, no one else. The front entrance had plywood sheets nailed over the glass doors. Except one sheet had been carefully removed and set aside, not smashed or unscrewed. Inside, the lobby still had its check-in counter, mail cubbies behind it, and faded carpet patterned with geometric shapes. The folding chair sat in the center of the room. It was a metal chair, surprisingly clean, and it was facing the doorway, which we found quite strange. Aaron joked that it looked like someone was hosting a viewing party. That gave us a good chuckle. The dust path bothered me, though. It was too straight. We started with the lobby so we could take few photos. Wide shots and close-ups of the ceiling mural, nothing special. The air smelled stale, though. Kinda rotten, but also not quite rotten. As we moved toward the staircase, Lena stopped for a moment. With that visible confusion on her face, she asked if any of us had moved the chair. We hadn't. It was now turned slightly, still facing the entrance, but angled toward us. Maybe we'd brushed it. Maybe the floor sloped, I don't know. I walked over and nudged it with my foot. It scraped against the tile so loudly that the sound echoed up the stairwell. And that's exactly when we heard something above us, a door closing. Not slamming or anything, just the firm click of a latch. We all froze for a moment. Abandoned buildings make noise. Wind moves things. Well, at least that's what we told ourselves. Aaron called out to see if there was anyone around. We waited a bit. No answer, nothing. We decided to check the second floor, not because we were brave or anything, but because none of us wanted to admit we were uncomfortable. The stairwell had graffiti along the walls, old beer cans in the corners, but no fresh footprints in the dust. On the second floor hallway, every room door was open, except one, room 214. The door was shut and clean, cleaner than the others. No graffiti, no scratches, nothing. The handle looked recently polished. Aaron tried to open it, but it was locked. As we stood there, my phone vibrated. Just a notification from Instagram. Our urban exploration account had a new follower. Username was what creeped me out. Room 214. I don't know why, but I didn't tell them at first. I just showed Aaron the screen. The account had no profile picture, no posts, just a story highlight with the title, Lobby. It was a short video, the 3 of us entering the building 10 minutes earlier. It was filmed from the inside, from the direction of the folding chair with low angle, like someone sitting. The video ended just before we noticed the chair had moved. I remember Lena stepping back from the hallway wall. "This isn't funny, guys." You could see she was feeling uneasy. Aaron said it had to be someone messing with explorers. Maybe they monitor hashtags or location, not sure. But the video had been uploaded few minutes ago. We hadn't posted anything yet. No geotag, no announcement, nothing. The hallway felt narrower suddenly. I walked back toward the stairwell. The folding chair in the lobby was no longer in the center of the room. It was at the base of the stairs, facing up. No drag marks in the dust this time, just placed there. The path in the dust had widened, though. More than one set of steps now, but not ours. Ours were sneaker prints. These were narrower, boot tread. Aaron whispered that we should leave. No argument this time. We headed for the stairs. Halfway down, Lena stopped and asked if there were 3 male cubbies missing earlier. I hadn't noticed, to be honest. She pointed to the wall behind the counter, 3 empty spaces where metal boxes used to be. Now they were back, installed and closed. One of them had a piece of paper sticking out, visible from across the room. The rest were empty. The paper had something handwritten on it. We didn't need to walk closer to read it. 214. And then, the account posted again. Another story. This one showed us standing on the 2nd floor outside the locked door. Shot from behind us at about hallway height, quite close. Close enough to hear Aaron's voice in the clip asking if anyone else was there. We hadn't heard footsteps, we hadn't seen anyone. The camera angle suggested that the person filming us was standing at the far end of the corridor, but that hallway ended in a wall. No rooms beyond 214. Unless someone had been inside 214, watching through the peephole. My phone buzzed again. This time, a direct message from the account. No greetings or anything, just a single line of text. "You guys are too predictable." That sentence felt quite strange, like it had been used before. I don't know why, but I walked back to the front desk. I pulled the paper from the mail cubby we saw earlier. It wasn't old, bright white, fresh ink. On the back of the note, there was another message. It read, "Only one of you looked up when you entered." That was true. Aaron and Lena had been checking their camera settings. I was the only one scanning the ceiling. The video in the story highlight had captured that moment. The camera had been mounted higher than chair level, above the entrance, pointed down. We had walked under it without noticing. This wasn't random. Someone maintained this building, at least the first 2 floors. They didn't vandalize. They curated, observed, adjusted, and documented. We weren't discovering an abandoned hotel. We were walking to a space that belonged to someone, and they knew we were there. We didn't run. Running would have meant panic, noise, admitting, even to ourselves, that something was wrong. Instead, we did what people do when they're trying to stay in control. We walked, slow enough to look normal, calm enough to pretend we weren't listening for footsteps behind us. No one spoke. The lobby felt smaller on the way out, like the walls had leaned in while we weren't looking. I remember focusing on the sound of our shoes against the tile, steady, measured, as if keeping that rhythm might keep everything else from breaking. We pushed the door open, stepped back into the daylight, and only then did I realize I'd been holding my breath. I checked the account again once we were in the car. New story. A still image of the empty lobby, the folding chair back in the center again, facing the door. Caption, "Visit logged." No threats or anything, just acknowledgement. By the time we got home, the account was gone, deleted without a trace. We never posted the photos from that day. Aaron stopped exploring altogether. Lena switched to landscape photography. I still scroll through urban exploration accounts sometimes. Every few weeks, I search for new posts tagged in Gary. I haven't found another video from that hotel. No other explorers mentioning a chair. A few months after the incident, late at night, I got a new follower on Instagram. No profile picture, no posts. Username, "Only one looked up." It didn't message, it didn't comment or like anything. It just stayed there, watching. I don't explore abandoned places anymore, because abandoned doesn't mean empty. Sometimes it just means someone else decided not to disclose that they're still inside. And if they're patient enough, you won't see them, unless you remember to look up.